What's up, you filthy casuals? Welcome to Casual Shenanigans Gaming, episode 200. A podcast that has been all about many things. It has been all about Daisy, Battlefield, and everything PC gaming related. It has been about the irreverent love of gaming, and usually it's just about a couple friends getting together.
Casual. Bunch of casual friends.
But casual, real good friends. Solid friends
solid casual friends.
doing a casual podcast.
Yes.
Talking about trash, man.
Talking about garbage.
If you put your feet in my drink.
I'm not if you just move it just a little bit.
Garbage day.
Alright, guys.
It's garbage day.
I believe it is time.
Oh, yeah, it's time. So what are we drinking? Oh. Damn it. Ooh, that burns.
I gave you a tablespoon.
Okay. Now I have slightly less than a tablespoon.
This
What are
is
we drinking?
Suntory Japanese whiskey, cut with a little bit of water. So, to 200 episodes, gentlemen,
Ooh.
and James at home.
I'm going to pour it out for you, but into my mouth. That's smoky.
Ooh, I like the way my nose tingles.
So you get just a little bit, and you just let the flavors just work on you.
I'm just letting it sit. Doing this thing. Ooh.
Trevor, it's not whiskey with water. It's whiskey with like 2 drops of water. There's an actual chemical reaction that happens, and you get more flavor and less of the bite if you're looking to just enjoy flavor. I've tried both. It actually works. But anyway,
I'm too cheap to buy much whiskey, so I'll take your word for it. Because I didn't bring this tonight.
Dude, it makes my cheeks just feel like they feel nice.
One sip. We're 2 minutes into the podcast. Guys, just wait. Alright, CSG bingo. There's one tile where Joel just goes, I feel warm. Listen for it.
that's what we should do tonight. We should catch everyone up on Joelisms.
Yeah, I should
A
we should read
retrospective.
some Joelisms.
Oh, that would be great.
We'll call out some numbers. We'll let the users interview listeners, watchers.
We'll let the interviewers pick some numbers.
So anyway, this is a podcast all about the irreverent love of gaming. I'm of course.
I'm a coast.
I'm your host, Jeremiah, and I'm joined by my friends.
My bestest buddies.
As you saw our selfie.
The way you turned for a second, I thought you were about to kiss me on the cheek. I was like, I'm gonna beat him. But I'm joined by Joel
Hey,
and Dave
Hey, guys.
and James at home. All right.
James.
So if you
And Geralt behind us.
Yeah,
He's cropped out. Though.
That's true. If you don't know, we record live 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time,
8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Thursday nights on youtube.com/casualshenanigans. And yeah, that's basically it. We've segments in the podcast that we do, and you'll hear some of them tonight.
You will hear multiple segments written and read from our Google Docs.
So tonight is more of a retrospective. We don't have a ton of crazy giveaways and other games and stuff we're going to play. We do have a special video we want to play for you at some point.
Oh yeah. That's going to be good.
But today is more of a retrospective on 200 episodes. Let's be honest. It's farther than most podcasts get.
Oh,
When-
it's much farther than a lot of podcasts get.
When we started the YouTube game, most of the people that were doing it when we started doing it are no longer doing it.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you wonder why we're still doing it sometimes. But
Yeah,
Our
honestly,
stamina is
you,
just
you look
really
up a lot
high.
of podcasts. I mean, obviously, the podcasts that you're going to see out there, they're going to be the popular ones, have made it for a long time.
yeah.
But if you go back in archives, there's a lot of podcasts that don't make it past 20 episodes.
You know, and it's not because of the quality. It's not because the
Nope.
quality's been there.
No.
'Cause-
Honestly,
Nope.
or the content. But it's been mostly because of this guy. And I was just laughing because on the way, I just remembered something funny.
Oh my. Joey took one sip.
I just remembered on the 100th episode, I gave you a trophy. Remember that?
yeah.
We surprised you. Didn't we surprise you at your house? Or?
Yeah, for the bestest podcast
Yeah,
host, it was the giant
Yeah,
beast
yeah.
ripping
And
its clothes off.
I was thinking on my way home, I was like, I don't have anything to give to Jeremiah. And I was like, no, I know. I'll bring him some fruit snacks. But then I ate them on the way over.
Would have been better if you didn't even tell me.
I know, but I thought I should tell you. So
so
a lot has changed in 100 episodes.
Instead
A lot
of the
has-
But a lot is also not.
Instead of a statue, you're gonna give him like just gummy fruit snacks.
There's just fruit snacks.
Were they name brand at least, Joel?
What?
Were they name brand or were they store brand?
They were.
Were they
name
Welch's? Were they Welch's?
brand. They weren't Welch's. There was another brand, but it wasn't like a Food Line or a Kroger's or something.
All right.
That's amazing.
Sorry, man.
I was like, I was
Joel.
like, oh, the times they be a change.
No gummy snacks are as good a gift as your presents.
Okay.
It feels weird. Like, I'm so glad we're hanging out. I see you literally every single day. Literally every day.
I know.
But what's funny is, Jeremiah, have we actually done a podcast together since you moved to town?
Yeah, because we did one last year at the beach. So that was May of
But
2016.
we were together on a trip. Have we done one in town since you moved to town?
No.
Yeah, so this is our
Wow.
first. It's been a year and a half.
Yeah, it kind of makes you feel like, dropped the ball on that one, didn't we?
Yeah, I guess so.
So the main topic this evening is how did we make it this long?
Well, it originally was, why the hell are we still doing this? And I was like, well, let me change that.
Joel's true feelings came out. He just crammed them down inside.
Well, okay, I put it down in my Joel's 90 seconds, but I can go through the stats now because it's more pertinent to hear. So I was actually trying to look up some stats of about our podcast, and I couldn't find a lot.
You could have asked me. I could have pulled all of our numbers.
No, I found some. But here's something really, just a small tidbit. But just to give an idea of what 200 episodes is, right? So, averaging, honestly, most of them are about an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes, okay? It's only been, I'd say, the last maybe 35, 40 that been pretty solid, about an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So let's just average it out. Let's just say they're all around an hour, okay? That's just 200. That's 200 hours of dialogue. That's 200 hours of content, good or bad, whatever you take. That's 200 hours of CHG podcast of our main stuff. And we've done extra ones. You guys have done, I don't know how many tech ones you guys are at now, like 25 or 30 or something like that. And plus our random casual conversations and whatever other videos we've done or things like that. But that's 200 hours. And I was just thinking, okay, Breaking Bad. This doesn't relate to Breaking Bad, but Breaking Bad, the entire 5 seasons is only 65 hours. Like, that's it.
Our quality is right there with Breaking Bad.
like if it's great, like 100 episodes, that's 2 full years.
Since
I looked up, I could look up the 100th episode one, and it was like July something 2015. So I'm like, it's roughly around about 2 years ish. I'm like, geez.
Since starting the podcast, I have lived 3 different places. My hair is longer, shorter, man bun, shorter.
I'm so glad the man bun's gone.
Well, never say never.
I'll drink to that.
No, don't you bring it back. Don't you bring it back. We got rid of that last 100 episodes.
The beard's actually happening.
That beard is looking good.
I'm trying to get.
I
I
would
think
love to
the
see
point
you
is
with
actually
longer hair, like more like almost like what's the guy on the motorcycle show or the kind of
Opie from Sons of Anarchy.
yes, you would be freaking badass.
I mean, if I could look like Opie from Sons of Anarchy, I'd be okay with that. But yeah. So I don't know what changes have happened to you guys in the last 200 episodes.
Well, I don't know if you guys realize my desk used to be over on this wall.
Oh.
Also, this room used to be 90 degrees during the summer.
Like I feel like just so much it changed in the last 100 episodes, but like
Yeah.
Just think.
I mean just lifestyles, things that we're doing new, different or whatever,
Had you started Norman when we started the podcast?
I started it. When did we start the podcast again?
December
of
2012.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I started Norman in February, March of 2012. Like I started writing it
So
October
5 years
2011.
ago.
Yeah. This October will be
Wow.
6 years.
Wow. Other stats.
So that hasn't changed.
But we've been downloaded just audio 177,000 times.
Oh wow.
Man.
For video, it's hard to tell because we did it for the first 100 episodes on Dave's channel and my channel, and there's no way to go back and get those
Yeah,
numbers.
it's all
for you.
over the place.
But just on the Casual Shenanigans channel, it's been about 87,000 times. So a medium Fallout Settlement's worth of views. But
Or 2 Let's Build episodes where I just build crap.
See, what else has changed?
How much money have we spent on our podcast to keep it going?
Oh.
I mean, like, how much money have we needed? Obviously, I know that the Patreon, right, takes care of it, right?
The Patreon does take care of it. Patreon.com/casualshenanigans.
Yeah, because what was it roughly a month? So it's like, just average it up.
We have spent, our expenses have ended up being about $800.
It's not bad.
That's not including, that's not lights and mics and everything. That's just keeping the
so we've been doing this
proverbial lights
now
on.
solid for pretty much 4 years?
5 years, almost. 2012.
Oh, yeah, because we stepped up the amount of episodes a little bit, didn't we?
We were doing every other week for a while.
Yeah,
and
that's
then-
I thought
yeah.
that was what we did.
We
at
were
the start.
inconsistent for a bit. Yeah.
But then we
In
got
there.
going.
Since 100, we've been very consistent, I think.
We have.
Um,
Taken a handful off, but not really much.
hey, how about Daisy and Battlefield since the podcast released? 2012, so the next year, actually very shortly after we started the podcast, Battlefield 4 was announced.
Was
And
it? Oh yeah.
And that because it came out in October 2013,
Mhm.
flaming wreck of a game. Then it was rescued over the next year and a half, and then we had we had Battlefield Hardline in there too, 2015, and now Battlefield 1. So that's I just lost count. How many Battlefield games is that?
That's 3.
Is it just 3,
Yeah.
including Hardline?
4, 3, 1.
Man, still 3 Battlefield games.
Wait, I said 4.
No, it's 4.
Hardline.
Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Hardline.
No,
Yeah,
3 came out
three was
2011.
out. Yeah.
2011.
Because remember, Joel,
I know, based on
Casual
where I live,
Shenanigans.
it's
Yeah, you're right.
originally-
Because Battlefield and Daisy really just did kind of like it kind of solidified a little bit of our group because we were all playing it so much.
I mean,
Our group started
met
out
you-
as Battlefield
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
We are the rival. I think it was. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Does that take you back, Joel? Remember the Google mailing list we had?
Oh, that was so stupid. We are the rival. We are the rival.
I wanted the acronym is all. That's all I wanted.
And then Daisy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still
Well,
not
there's
out.
I think Daisy Alpha launched in December 2013.
Mhm.
So it'll be 4 years early access in December. Be cool if the beta was out by then.
Be cool if a lot of things changed.
Number of early access multiplayer survival games that have actually reached full release remains at 0.
Shout out to previous podcast hosts, some deep cuts for everybody who will remember. Chris and Steve.
Yeah.
Who both are married and have kids now. That has changed in the past 5 years.
Yeah, I re-listened to episode 1 2 weeks ago, and it was like Chris was like, "Who is that guy?" I was like, "What? Oh yeah."
You're like, Mark?
Yeah, I was like, "That is Chris." It was because I think it was Chris.
It was Chris. Yeah, it was definitely Chris. Yeah.
Here we go again.
Has Mark joined our podcast sometimes?
He may have been on like
think he did
one.
one.
No, he did a couple.
He did a couple?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because he always had the what's the guy from Arrested Development? His profile picture was always there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's been on a few of them.
Who else has been a host? Obviously James, but I mean that goes without saying. Chris, Steve, we had Dan on once. Collide.
Yeah,
And Yako has been on.
has he?
Yes.
He swore he wasn't going to. I couldn't remember he actually.
Yeah, Edgar's been on once at least.
And then our great guest, well, I can't recount all the guests. We haven't had guests on in a while, have we?
No, we haven't, but we've had some good ones.
We have some very good ones.
We've had a lot of people on. I mean, we've had Ben, we've had my brother, we've had a bunch of developers on, we've had a bunch
had
of
devs from,
various YouTubers on.
War of Rights. We had devs from Kingdom Come Deliverance way back in 2015.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Kingdom Come Deliverance, trips we've gone on. It was kind of norm related, but we had the reenactment trip.
Oh, yeah.
That was basically a CSG trip too. And then I've been to a couple of events, London and California, and then this year Joel and I went to E3.
And I haven't been to any.
But you were really an important part of grounding our conversation about all the fun we had when we got back.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You were a great
Did we
host.
upload that video onto our...
Yeah. It's,
Well, I think it just went on Dave's channel. Well, no, we put it in the podcast, but then
Yeah,
on Dave's channel.
yeah, people
Yeah,
love
yeah,
that.
yeah,
stuff.
that's what-
It was very. That was that pro director editing from Joel.
Pro tuber.
Yeah. Are you an influencer, Joel?
I'm an in
Oh, Flat-Footed said he found out about us when we had Ofa on. We should have Ofa on another tech podcast sometime.
Yeah, he's been cranking out some
Who's
videos
Opa?
recently.
He was on the tech podcast.
Oh, gotcha.
That was a nonsensical conversation.
Ova sounds like tofu. Like a different type style, like a flavored.
like tempeh or something.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
you
yeah.
ever tempeh?
No.
Tempeh is like tofu. It had a lot of flavor, and that flavor was of rotting things. Like, you know, tofu is like, oh, here's this bland white,
yeah.
and your mom's like, it tastes just like chicken.
Tofu
You're like,
is like
Mom,
something that just should like be chucked back into the sea.
tofu just absorbs the flavor of whatever you're cooking it with.
Okay, the only thing I can only think of that I enjoy a little bit of tofu, or it's not horrible, is if you make a really good lasagna and you use it sparingly. It can kind of work well as like a, you know what I mean, like a. Nah, that sounds so good. Now I'm just thinking about, my mom made really bad lasagna.
Now you're just like, why would we just put cheese in for that?
Yeah, well, let's just do
Anytime
that.
you're using tofu in a lasagna.
No, it's like that feta cheese, or what's that,
Yeah.
like
ricotta.
ricotta cheese. Oh, ricotta cheese.
So you just had cheese pizza like an
Yes,
hour
I just-
ago.
oh, I had a ricotta memory.
Pulls the blanket up a little higher.
He's not pulling on the blanket. It's moving by itself.
He's trying to hold it down. But
Oh, sorry, did I get some...
it's not my laptop.
Spitzer?
Woo!
It's not even LaCroix, Joel.
I know.
Wait, did you finish your drink first?
I did.
Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah, no, I finished it.
All right. Okay. Ooh, can I smell that?
Yeah, it's, this is like an off-brand, but it's blackberry citrus seltzer. I've
Interesting.
had seltzer ages.
Interesting. Anyway, I just spilled some on my
That's
hand.
the flavorful stuff.
Anyway, we want to thank some people for supporting us on Patreon. Patreon, of course, is how we pay for things like the only things in this room are the light and the webcam. So thank you. Also says the first podcast I watched was when you were talking about a steak from the dollar store. I don't remember that story.
They don't sell steaks at dollar stores.
I like how that's what you're incredulous about. Like, they don't sell steaks at the dollar
Wait,
store.
like tent steak or
Like,
food
maybe like a
steak?
yard,
Oh.
No, the dollar store frozen steak dinner things.
Like a TV dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay, that makes sense.
I haven't had one of those in a couple of years
You're
now.
a grown up.
Things have changed.
Joy and I actually the other day we were walking down and I was like, I had a lot of memories of actually eating TV dinners. Like sometimes being home, just me and my brothers and my dad. Like some weekends, like we would go play tennis a lot, and we're like, hey, why don't you just get a TV dinner for fun? Love those nights. And I was like, we should just get one just to try it again. It's gonna be awful, but let's just do it for old time's sake. We're gonna do that sometime.
Speaking of cheapskates, I want to ask you guys a question. How's the couch? Is it pretty comfy?
Yeah, it is.
Good cushion?
Well, I think it works well for the podcast because like him sitting in the middle like makes me want to go that way. So
Oh, we're all
kind
together on the
Hold
couch.
it closer.
It's not what I look for in a couch,
Yeah.
but for a general sitting couch, for what you paid for it, I think this is a good couch.
I think this would be really comfortable laying down this way.
This is a good napping couch. This is a really good napping couch. But I brought it up because you want to know where it came from? Big Lots with a furniture sale with a 20% off coupon stacked on top. That was only for 2 days, so I had to borrow a van to move it. Worth it.
So how much did it cost you total? Is it?
Gosh, like
They gave you $5.
maybe like $240 for a full size couch. Like it was.
That's really
It was
good.
brand new, like shrink wrapped and everything, with pillows and all.
That's how much the couch cost that I got at work.
Yeah.
Like $240 or $260 or something like that.
Yeah,
it's not the most comfortable. It's not like it's a little bit more just loungy kind of seats, but
Yeah, this
Look how long it's gonna last.
this micro.
It's
I'm just battered
battered
the couch
by
now.
thousands of butts.
Battered by thousands of butts. Well, Joel, we have a couple new Patreon pledges.
Oh,
so,
man.
can you thank them in a good voice?
Yeah. I mean, what I'm just gonna be defaulting to my southern hospitality. I don't know. That's not southern.
maybe you walked into a telephone pole.
Alright, I just want to thank Jeremy so much for, giving us the money for the podcast. Really helps us out so much. I mean, obviously, every single week we do a perfect job at delivering you the most update content of bullshit you ever heard, son.
Perfect.
It turned into
thanks.
Foghorn Leghorn again.
I say.
Now, why don't you try like a New Jersey accent for
Oh,
a second?
boy.
What is in New Jersey?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. I feel like I need to hear a little bit more of that to do.
Can you do a
this.
New York accent?
Um,
Can you do an Australian accent?
Maybe I could do a little bit Australian.
Just start with like crikey, throw a
Yeah,
ship
yeah.
on the ball, and then go from there.
It's gonna go. Let's see how many it goes from. What do you want me to talk about? What do you want me to talk about?
The
for
person
Finley?
who pledged.
Well, okay. Well, I know that. But
Talk
I'm
about
saying-
all the animals that'll kill you
Okay.
in Australia.
All right. Let me see.
It's all of them.
I gotta start with. What? No, I'm just kidding. I gotta literally start with put another shrimp on the bar, babe. Wait, I go. Crikey, Finley, you pledged. What kind of crazy crack are you pledging money for our freaking podcast? Go back to wherever your crocodiles swallow the food that you. I don't know what the shit I'm talking about.
Shout out to the Dark Souls 2. Thank you for being on our show twice.
Is that Dark Souls people?
No, but the
Oh.
Dark Souls 2 were from Australia.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we had them on for 2 Easter episodes. Not that we did
Wait,
special
they-
Easter episodes,
Really?
but yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I thought they
Freezing
were
Madness says, I came for the Daisy News, stay for Joel's pissing in his mouth stories.
That'll always be one of my favorites.
I
Now,
mean, it's hard to top.
I've got a very good story today. I really do.
All right, let's
I've
do
been saving
it.
this for a while. I actually forgot about it. I made a note and I recently found the note and I'm like, oh, this is a good one. Yeah.
Oh.
I told Giancarlo and Eric at work today and they said, Joel, you need to make a documentary about your life because every story just keeps one-upping. Like you can't have possibly gotten this is like it can't get worse than this, and then it does.
So,
Because
let's hear it.
everyone's heard the roller skating one, right? Did I say that one?
We never did that one on the show.
What really?
No, I don't
I
believe
think we did. I think we talked
Have you
about it on the
heard
show.
my pool roller skating story?
so. I know we talked. I don't know if we ever did that on the show. Maybe we did. We probably did.
I can't remember if we did or not.
But what's the other story?
Well, I'll save it for the 90 seconds.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So back into the main topic of how do we make it this long. On a slightly serious note, I think part of actually making this long as a podcast is we've been very malleable. We've been somewhat willing to change when we needed to. We
Yeah.
started the show as I think significantly less busy people.
Yeah.
Who didn't really have any idea what we were getting into, and we were all very heavily into not only PC games, but like the same handful of PC games at the same time. Even though I had a console and you had a console and played consoles, but like we were very tied together by these things, and we used to play games together all the time, and like 3 or 4 nights a week, and all this stuff. But as time goes on, you know, our interests start diverging some, and we become busier with different things. And I think one of the best things we ever did was sit down after episode 100 and talk about like what do we actually want the podcast to be.
Yeah.
Because I think if we just tried to keep going with whatever that was, I don't think we would have done 200 episodes because we would have gotten tired of doing it and
Yeah.
irritated at each other and quit. Just like probably another 50 episodes ago, we sat down and talked again. And we were like, hey, I think we need to change what the podcast is again, because what we were doing at the time was stressing us out and causing friction that didn't need to, and it wasn't letting us show up every week and just relax and hang out and talk about video games and chill with you guys, which
Tonight.
is what we want the podcast to be. Like
Yeah.
I've always said, my favorite podcast is not because the content of the podcast is so awesome. It's because I like hanging out with the people who are on the podcast, and it's nice on like a road trip or a long day at the office. Well, I can't listen to podcasts at the office anymore, but a road trip or hanging out at home on a weekend or something like that. It feels like you're hanging out with people you've gotten to know over the past 4 or 5 years or something.
Yeah.
Like that's what I like about podcasts, and I like that when people write in, I like hearing that we are that podcast for someone else.
Oh yeah. That's
Which
really
kind of
cool.
blows my mind. Oh, Finlay, if you just showed up, thank you for supporting us on Patreon.
And don't listen to the earlier part.
But I'm curious to hear what you guys think, but that's kind of like, I think that's how we've made it this long, is by being willing to change when we needed to. And that's what I hope this is as it keeps going, is I don't even care if it's about video games in another 100 episodes, providing we're here in another 100 episodes.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
just-
because it might not.
I just care that it's us hanging out and having fun and talking to you guys as long as it's fun. And we'll do it as long as it's fun, as long as it's awesome. And when it's not, we'll quit.
I mean, you guys know what it's going to be in 100 episodes, obviously. I mean, the writing's on the wall. It's going to be a podcast all about the exciting world of loot crates. the many types we could open on the air together.
No, honestly, my prediction, if we somehow make it to episode 250, 300, or whatever we get to, I don't think it might be that much about games, honestly.
Really?
Well, I think Jeremiah hit it perfectly because, again, I think there's an ebb and flow of like what we're into as well. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
If we're just not all into games at the same time, like, I don't really want to talk about freaking games. You know what I mean? But I do still enjoy just. Wait, what's the term? It's not.
You can whisper. You can whisper to him.
No, I'm just gonna say. Pissing in the stream? No, shooting the breeze. There. Add it, Shane.
Joel, there's one that's pissing in the wind too.
Oh, you're close.
You were actually pretty close on that one, yeah.
Shoot the wind. Shoot the breeze.
Shoot the breeze.
Shoot the breeze.
Maybe one day it'll just be the Casual Shenanigans podcast.
Yeah, well, I think.
That's the smart thing we did as a company. We set it up as Casual Shenanigans. And the Casual Shenanigans gaming podcast is only one piece of that. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because.
That was smart. Smart business decision.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because like depending on what we're talking about, you know what I mean. Like again, I feel like I've been so much disconnected about news just because it's like I have games that I'm really enjoying right now. So I find that I think when I don't have a game I'm playing, I'm more active of like seeing what's out there, what's coming up next. But when I'm like kind of satisfied with the game I have and I'm kind of busy with other stuff, film or whatever it may be, hanging out, it's like I almost don't care about that world as much. But there might be a game that brings me right back in, you know, and then it's like, oh, we have some news. But I think having the ability to kind of like have this ebb and flow of, all right, it's going to be a heavy topic, or we're just going to shoot the breeze, and we're just going to talk about stuff and have fun as friends. I think that's what has made it fun and made it last, I think, because I do enjoy it, because we just hang out and chat and we laugh like this anyways.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of fun to do it, do it live.
Yeah, and I think I used to be too demanding on you guys of like we have to do a proper podcast where we produce segments properly and we do all this stuff. You're smiling because it's true.
I was nodding at the camera. I was like,
but because for a time we were trying to like, what are we doing to grow the podcast? What are we doing to broaden our reach and everything else? And the podcast has slowly grown on its own, but I think it's grown because people enjoyed it, not so much because of anything we've done.
I mean, it could grow faster if we did all that. But I think the hardest part is that, even like looking at some of my favorite podcasts, like like IGN or some of those that it's like that was their job. Like that was literally their job. That was a part of their work schedule coming to work. Like we got to come into work and do this once a week. That would be so much easier too, because it's part of your work, and then you're done. Like this is outside of work. This is extra time you could be doing something else. So I think having that flexibility to change some stuff has been helpful because it all keeps us wanting to still hang out and chat.
yeah.
But it's like, I'm like, man, I'm at a loss. Like, what can we talk about? I feel like because we've done 200 episodes, I was thinking like, I don't want to talk about retro games again. Like we talked about that,
But that's why
I've seen a couple of comments before in the last like 50 episodes. I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk about that again. Like I'm done with that.
But we have had some really incredible topics in the last 100 episodes. I mean,
probably should have done some research before you set that one up.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring up a list.
Sure, bring up the list. I'm actually remembering that after the last 100th episode, we went through and started listing out some ideas, and along the way, we've come out with some really, really solid podcast topics.
Remember when Gibbs came on and we played him in Rocket League?
Yeah, that was one of our highest downloads.
Yeah.
Our highest download was when we reviewed the PSVR.
It was. I don't know what that's up to now.
'Twas the night before Fallout 4. That was a fun one.
That was an awesome one.
But I'm thinking specifically of discussion topics. Oh, I mean, the Loot Cast have been so much fun.
What we do with the size of a penny for 24 hours. Didn't get a lot of views, but it was fun.
Joel enjoyed that one. Like, I'm thinking specifically some of the ones where our wrap-up for The Witcher 3, for example, was a really, really enjoyable podcast.
I think being a hardcore gamer bad. I always remember that one. That was always a really good one.
That was a great one. What counts as cheating? That was a great discussion. Oh, man.
Not to be trumped by Waffle Stomp, episode 139.
Never forget hashtag.
What are some of your guys' favorites? Just put a number in there if you happen to remember, or the subject matter of it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be subject, not number.
We've covered a lot of topics.
Two guys, one box.
When should you stop gaming? We did that episode 156. I didn't even remember that.
Oh my gosh.
When should you stop podcasting is the next one.
8,000 views on the PSVR one.
Jeez.
Wow. Actually, that's a lot better than I thought it was.
Oh,
wait,
Mad
150.
Libs with milk in your mouth.
150 only got 583. Step it up.
It got a bunch more. It got a bunch more audio downloads. I don't remember exactly how many, but
I wonder, do you guys remember when I released that CSG game? Remember that one time?
I haven't
Dave's
finished it
never
yet.
played it.
I have.
wasn't that episode 150?
Yeah.
I played an hour of it so far.
So far, the game
I'm
is 30
ashamed of
minutes
you, Dave.
long.
Oh no,
I'm ashamed of you, Dave.
no, it's longer than that. If I play
I
it.
spent 80 hours making that game.
Saying
So
goodbye.
half the time's the Fallout.
Saying goodbye to games is getting harder than ever.
Yes, that I think is my. I mean,
Yeah, that was a really good. That was a
biased,
good game.
but that was.
Although I feel like we need to do a recap or another one of that because I feel like people don't understand how you can say goodbye to games. Because if a game has an ending, that apparently is not a good game. This game ends garbage.
Something that I actually forgot to mention as far as looking back over the years of the podcast. When we started the podcast, about 6 months later, Arma entered its first alpha version.
For Arma 3, yeah.
And we just started playing some on Stratus, and that was the only little map available, doing some of the survive missions and stuff. And our Arma group slowly grew as the game progressed towards launch. And actually, around the time that Arma went live, we actually were barely playing it at the time. And then we grew the group a little bit, and it really took off. About a year after launch, we really started making missions and really playing Arma. And for the last probably year and a half, we've had about, I think, 12 or so consistent people.
Mm-hmm.
And we recently grew the group for the first time. And we've got, what, like 20-some now?
Yeah, the most we could show up for a mission is 16, but I think total in the group, because it's like if you can't show up for a week, it's no big deal, is like 22 or something. And the Armor group is in, better shape than it's ever been. Like, we've solved almost all of the technical problems that would used to crop up, like, every single week and ruin everything. And we have a really solid group of people that really
That's
know
true. Yeah, we
how
haven't had many problems with that. The only thing the last time we've had problems is like when the internet just completely's gone out.
You say we, like you play Arma with us?
I thought you were done with podcasts. I phased out with
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
But yeah, as far as Arma goes, because there was like a barrier to entry for that. I looked around at other Arma groups, and I think our group is such an awesome mix of casual, mil-sim, a little bit of immersion, and because it is harder to get a group like that together, the fact that it's been going for so long and we're all still having so much fun with it, that's been, I think, one of my favorite results from the podcast, is because years from now, when we just don't have time to play Arma anymore and the group isn't really playing or whatever happens with Arma, we've had a gaming experience that a lot of people don't even have the option to try for years, and that's really, really cool.
And I think it's important to say that would not at all be possible without the hard work of all the Arma admins and everybody who shows up to do it every week. Like, it took us a long time to build a group to the point where it is now, where we can consistently have fun, and it's still a lot of work, but like Shane and Tyler and Chris and Justin and Dan and oh my God, you should never start saying names because then you forget names and you can't say everybody's.
Chris was smart. He left and came back once we got our act together, so.
And we've also, we've met through this podcast and our channels, we've met so many of you guys that we now consider to be good friends. We've even met some of you in person, and it's worked out okay.
Yeah, none of us have been horribly molested yet. Just light molesting.
That you know of.
Alright guys, Joel has a new story for us.
Got a crazy story.
Here, somebody in the chat, pick a number between 1 and 227. 1 and 227.
Wait, he wrote that one down. It's not shoot the wind. It's got to be, it's piss in the stream. That's the actual, probably two of them. It's piss in the stream, shoot the wind, shoot the breeze. That's how it goes.
So, Freezing Madness says 20. Joelism, number 20. So I watched a video I probably shouldn't have. It was at home. Grown man. The Lanky Soldier says 96.
96?
If I was a troll, I wouldn't wear shoes.
Well, it checks out.
Crisper Bag says 24. Waiting on bated breath.
Waiting for that bated breath to show up.
And Tyler says 71. It will be the clinch pin. Alright, thanks for playing, everybody. Moving on to the next part of the show.
The game where everyone's a winner but Joel.
moving on to what are you playing this week?
It's part of the podcast where we tell you guys what we're playing this week.
Can
I
I,
love our transitions. They're just, this is what I'm going to say, and then I say.
if you guys don't mind, I want to go first this week. So, like we talked about, we go through phases of wanting to play games and not wanting to play games. And I've had that happen a couple times. Honestly, The Witcher 3 ruined me for a lot of games.
Yeah.
For the past few months, really since starting this new job, the mental energy to invest in a game has been hard to come by besides the casual games like Battlegrounds, GTA, Arma, where like I'm showing up, well, Arma actually isn't that casual, but showing up to play with everybody and hang out.
I mean, you're not doing any armor work, so...
Only leading.
Yeah.
So, so I haven't really felt like I've got the energy to pour into a game. But
this is what we used to talk about back in the day when you were just had a regular, like,
dude,
simple...
I worked
home.
like 80 hours a week back then.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. So when you were at home, working at home, we were like, oh, this is why, like,
Joel,
it's hard to do the podcast.
Joel, I'm not trying to, like,
really...
throw myself, like, on the little martyr platter here. Who do you think has a harder day at work on an average basis?
I don't know. That's debatable.
Every time I walk past the aisle, and you and John Carl are just, like, spinning in circles going, what if...
If I gave you $1 million, how much crap would you fit into your mouth?
But it's also, like, we've gotten to that point because of our design talent. So...
Oh.
Yeah. So once you put in enough hours and you have the talent, you might be able to wrangle things down a little bit.
So anyway,
anyways.
I'm actually really passionate about a couple games right now. It feels weird to say that one of them is Wildlands. I'm just going to be honest. It feels weird to say it. But it's like, I kind of view it as GTA.
You're next, Shane.
Oh.
Although, Ben, come on, man. We got to play Wildlands together. It's mostly playing with you guys. Again, like most games, that's where I get most of my enjoyment out of it. Or, like, putting on a podcast and going through and collecting guns and stuff. I'm having a lot of fun with that. And then played some PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds first person. That was pretty fun. But the game I started last week and I beat this week, which is very rare for me to do.
You beat it, nice.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. It is one of the best games I've played in years. It is without a doubt my favorite game this year so far.
Nice.
And that's going up against Battlegrounds and Horizon Zero Dawn and like some good games. I went in more depth about it last week, so I'm not going to rehash all that now. But like most games, the very final act, you see, like, I see what you're going for. You didn't quite hit it, but the journey was really good. The overall experience of what they show you and what they do with the audio and just, it's a visual and auditory ride, and that was magnificent. It was a game I just couldn't wait to keep playing, not because I couldn't, like, what's going to happen next, but I just wanted to see more of what they wanted to show me.
That's awesome.
And the story is good. I don't think the story's going to blow you away. I think the visuals and, like, the overall art design, I showed you some clips.
Oh, yeah.
There's some stuff that, honestly,
nightmare-esque looking stuff.
puts Dark Souls
Really
and
good.
Bloodborne to shame.
Yeah.
It is a seriously dark game in a couple
man.
of parts. Like, not scary, just very intensely foreboding and morbid. And it's also a really interesting experience given that they use the binaural sound to try to give you the experience of someone who has psychosis. And so all of that together, it's just one of the most unique games I've ever played. And it's one of those experiences where every time you feel like you're getting jaded on, like we talk about, maybe games just aren't for me anymore. It's always nice to remember, like, yeah, but games aren't just the next Call of Duty or Destiny or everything that's
how I
crowding
felt
at
after
every
playing
3
Last
stage.
Guardian, where you just
And
go,
Soma,
I
probably.
can't believe a game can do this.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? You have to play that next.
You guys hear about The Witcher 3 before?
But no, there's been
Getting teary.
but there's been so many CRISPR bag. It's on PS4 and PC. I don't think it's on Xbox yet. But every time I feel like, maybe I'm just not enjoying games like I used to, there's some game will come along and it's like, no. It's not that you don't enjoy games, it's that you change as a person, your tastes change, and this is not a game I would have appreciated when I was 16 or 17 years old. Like, it wouldn't... It would have been fine. I probably would have thought it was good, but I wouldn't have appreciated, like, the artistry of what they're doing. Like, that game is a piece of art. And I think it took me 8 hours. And it's not like I was just sprinting through it. There's not a ton of, like, side stuff to do. So
I'm out.
It is a linear. It's a very linear experience. So the amount of time it takes you to play it will pretty much be governed by if you have trouble with combat, and how long it takes you to solve some of the puzzles. It's not intense puzzle solving. It's a little more puzzle solving than I generally prefer. But yeah, it was definitely good. Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. You should absolutely play. It's only $30, so
Nice. Very nice.
definitely play it.
You gotta play Last Guardian next.
All right.
Like
Well,
if you're on a kick with that kind
You only
of
have a
play.
digital version though, don't you?
Oh, you don't have it? I thought you had it.
No, but I'm sure it's cheap now.
I will gift it to you. Wait, Dave's got a disc copy, right?
You do?
Yeah, you want to
The
borrow?
Lost Guardian?
Yeah, he's got
Are
a
you
disc
playing it
copy.
right now?
He's not gonna play it for.
I'm
8
saving it
years.
until the PS4 is fixed and the AC in the dining room stops. Because I want
And
perfect
he's got to
sound.
finish Alien Isolation.
Okay, cool.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not finishing anything. I'm playing 1 hour.
Wait, what type of mod do you have to install for Alien Isolation?
It's one DLL file and you're done.
And it just works with
It
VR.
just
I think it's
works.
the
Does
same
it
one
work
that I
with
did.
Vive?
Not yet. He's working on it though.
Can I come over here and play? Can I just play some after
Ooh, can I
this
start
tonight?
after this?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool.
It's ready to roll right now.
Dave, besides Alien Isolation, what have you
Oh
been
my
playing?
gosh, I played 5 minutes of Alien Isolation to make sure the mod was working. Very easy to install, actually. I crouch in a corner, and the pistol tracks with the head movement. So I crouch between two seats, and I'm in an area where like some other survivors are running around. So I crouched immediately between these two seats. So there's a wall behind me, a seat, like a wall-mounted like bench on each side of me. So I like had this like little narrow field of view. I brought the motion tracker. Doop doop doop. Stupid survivors running around. So I got the revolver out. Well, then I hear it. For the little ear cups the Oculus has for the headphones, they sound surprisingly good when they're clamped down over your ears and you can't escape them. I'm looking around, I hear doop doop, 2 survivors, okay? Doop doop. Wait, what was that one? And then I hear in the vents, clatter, 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 clatter. Move, 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 move. And I have the revolver out. I'm looking around like this, and then I adjusted the volume a little bit. I looked around some more. And then I closed the game. I think I actually Alt F4, like I pulled the thing off.
This is gonna be a literally nightmare for Dave. For 1 hour, it's
I've
gonna
played
feel like
hours.
hours.
So for those of you guys who haven't caught up, I love the game. Alien Isolation is amazing. I love the game. I hate the game. I despise it with every fiber of my being. It is the best thing ever made. I will never beat it.
Do you need like a somebody to be in the room with you?
No.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. honestly.
because the challenge is he's got to play alone for 2 hours, and he already played 1 hour in 2D. But then he didn't give me that second hour, and so he says, I'll make it up. I'll play it in VR.
Why did you agree to such a...
He lost.
Because you were like,
chose
it's going to be a while
poorly.
before I get VR. No big deal.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was Joel won our settlement building contest back in February, and so it was going to be 2 hours of Alien Isolation. It's been a busy year. It's been a great year.
Yeah.
But I only got 1 hour in back in March, actually right after the contest. And so I kept putting it off. We went to E3, many projects got piled up. And then all of a sudden, I have an Oculus Rift on the way. And Joel, who has been quite kind about me slacking off for 5 months, kept riding me about it. So I made a deal with the devil. And I said, look, you've been great about letting me wait. I'll give you the last hour in VR. So, guys, I have doomed myself. Yeah, I'll be playing some of that probably next week. I'll have no more excuses left. Beyond that, actually, I've really just this week been playing Fallout, working on the last bit of the Sanctuary build. It's been like 20 hours a week of work. It is, again, the biggest build I've done so far. It might actually be a 3-parter one. It's going to be a massive tour. Joel, buckle up. Beyond that,
Do you still enjoy Fallout tours?
I do. I actually do. And I think I have to stick with it for Dave because somebody needs to give him props for the insane hours he spent building this stuff.
I just tried to scratch this dot off the computer screen. It's on the Google Doc.
just
I've done that many times.
some quick stats for this build. For this build, it's well over 100 hours for sure of in-game crafting time. I have created 3 creation kit mods with the creation kit just for this build. I've modified 3 or 4 other mods, tweaked them. I've installed around 20 new mods to do things to make this build possible. And I've created around 30 custom textures.
Just remember, I only asked for 2 hours of Alien Isolation. Dave, you could have done that 1,000 times over.
I gotta stay focused though. Beyond that, I think like literally all I played this week is I played 20 minutes of
Wildlands.
Oh yeah, with you.
Yeah.
How'd you guys play it by yourself?
Saturday, just briefly.
Nice.
Yeah, but then he hopped off to play something else with somebody else.
Yeah, not Shane. Tyler and Chris were playing some Battlefield, so I did 2 rounds of Battlefield with them. I played a little bit of Battlefield. I did 20 minutes of Homefront today. The game has reached a slow part for me because it's gotten really linear. And
I just love. It's like as soon as it goes to quarter, Dave's like, I can't go through the vent and go a secret way. It's safe. X out of the game.
I actually, there's a part where you get captured, and I died immediately because I tried to flank, but there's a route you literally have to follow the like objective markers where it's like go here to this corner, and then this and this, and so I saw the marker like go over here, so I'm like, okay, cool. Let me flank my way over there, and immediately ran into a bad guy who's on patrol, and he kills you. Like literally, the way to go through it is you follow the markers. It takes like two seconds. You just follow the markers, and you're through. But so the main problem for me is it is very linear for like the last probably hour of gameplay, and it's gotten a lot buggier because there's so many scripts like airstrikes and voice acting all going off at the same time, and like stuff's like overriding each other and not activating correctly. Anyway, the game is feeling a little bit glitchier when they're trying to like get the Call of Duty story in part. Because I think they should have time for that level of polish. But overall, the game is enjoyable. I don't think I am going to do a video on it like we did for Wildlands and I did for Mafia, like a why you should give it a second chance. But I think it does rate below Mafia 3 and Wildlands for second chances for me. It is rougher, I think, than both of those games. Mafia got repetitive, but it was still pretty polished combat-wise. Like the combat always felt good, and there were really no linear sections in Mafia that felt as rough as this section of Homefront. But that's what I've been playing this week. Last thing is I've been recording some on Battlefield 1 CTE for an upcoming secret project. And the new DLC is looking amazing, is what I'll say to that.
Cool.
And I'll just excuse me for a second.
Julia.
Yeah, I've been playing this game called The Observer, which Dave gave me a key for. It's really good. It's a cyberpunk, very almost like Blade Runner-esque a little bit. You like this? Dave. The general has run. Yeah, it's really good. And my plan is honestly, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be a very long game, so I'm gonna kind of finish that game up, and then I'm going directly to play Hellblade because that sounds awesome.
Cool.
And then I've played a lot of Arizona Sunshine with a friend of mine who also has VR and on PlayStation, and that has been a blast. But some of the best segments in there, because you use the move controllers and you kind of like hop around and you're collecting stuff. But what's really fun is like being able to like hold doors open for the other player to like shoot around the corner as zombies are trying to get to you. But every once in a while, like my friend, he's got kids. And so he's like, guard me for a second, and his controllers will go, because he just puts them down, but his hands will just go,
VR hands.
It's just like, it's so funny. So I'm like shooting zombies off when I turn on, and I see this behind me. Yeah. So I've been playing a lot of that. I didn't put Wildlands on there because I'm always playing Wildlands, but I'm actually taking some time away from it to beat Observer because I can't wait to play Hellblade.
I'm not sure about that DLC though. Narco Road. I'm not sure if I'll actually like it.
Oh, I mean, if I were you, I wouldn't get that. Because if you're not as hardcore as I am about the game right now, stay with what you have. You already have
I love the
tons
base
of hours.
game,
You have tons of hours in it. I think you probably like the second DLC, but I don't have it yet.
Update cell.
Okay, that hat almost looks like you're a train conductor a little bit.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, you're like, nothing wrong about that.
Time to tilt the camera up some real quick.
But, yeah. Yeah, Jeremiah. Play Last Guardian next. Steal that from Dave.
When do you guys want to do the video?
Oh, right.
We'll
Sorry,
wait till the very, very end, do we? I mean, because that's you want to make people like...
I mean, that's what the news does. Coming up next. Not 40 minutes.
I know, but like fewer people make it all the way to the end of the episode.
Let's see how many people we got.
We're currently watching live. We have 26. It goes up and down. But think of the hundreds of people are going to actually watch this. Want to do it now, Dave? I think it's time.
Because I think we can maybe put the video even at the start, possibly.
So we have
we're launching it separate, not in the podcast too.
Right. So. We have filmed a Casual Shenanigans original. using a lot of your hard-earned and given to us Patreon money, which we probably don't use as well as we should. But we used a not insignificant chunk of it to film a video earlier this year. That video is not quite done. We have decided not to compromise on the final vision for the video.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, I have talked with my brother, and he says he will do all the sound work for it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
And Daniel still can do the music, but it's just going to take a little bit longer. So that's why I said we can either do it ourselves, which will be amateur, or I can have my brother do it, and it's going to sound legit.
By the way, is this your brother's number? Because this person just texted me asking me to take pictures of him.
I believe that's him.
Okay.
I'll
text him.
I'll check the number.
So we have a video that's like a precursor to the main Shenanigans original, which will be coming hopefully sometime soon. So Dave, I don't think we have to do anything else to set it up. I think it's all you.
Yeah, let me make sure that we have audio for it, and then we'll be good to go.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I think we were hoping to try to do this last week and then have the finished film for this coming week, or this as in the 200th episode. But yeah, it'll take a little bit more time. We've all been really busy, and I think to do it really well. The coloring's all done, the editing's all done. We still got to do some credits and stuff. But it looks awesome, and it should sound equally awesome. Oh yeah, and I also talked with a visual effects guy, and he said I'm handing him off the footage this coming week. So he's going to take care of doing all the visual effects for it too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
That is
So
fantastic.
he says he's like hey I'll take a look at that because there's just a few clips. He's like, and I told him we could try to give him like $50 something like that. He's just gonna help out. So that's really freaking awesome. So
Is it time?
it's time. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Howdy folks, my name is Ranger Dave, and today I'm going to give you some great forestry, outdoor adventuring, and camping tips to keep you safe and having a good time out in America's most wonderful national treasures, here in our national park system. Nothing can ruin a fun campsite like improper tent and chair placement. When designing your campsite, you want to make sure that all of your tents, chairs, tables, and accessories are carefully positioned no more than 10 feet away from the fire at all times. Fire can be one of mankind's greatest friends or greatest enemies. Never play with fire. When you are finished with your outdoor campfire, it must be buried at least 8 feet deep for safety purposes. This is not negotiable. When hiking, be aware of danger from above as well as on the ground. Above all, remember that our national park system is one of America's most valuable natural resources. Help us take care of them.
Well, that was the trailer, guys, for the upcoming film, and it's not exactly a short film. It's actually about 15 minutes long, and so that's one of the reasons why we want to be able to spend a little bit more time to get proper sound, because we are planning to do it, but it's a little bit longer, and there's a lot of stuff to it, and if I have my brother take some time to actually do it correctly, it's going to sound amazing. But the hard problem is that he's also working on Norman, and so that's kind of like priority. So whenever he gets like a day or two, he's got
like Norman's had his chance.
Dave, we'll shove this over there and kill you.
Joel, pick a number. Pick a number, Joel.
12.
From the top of my heart.
Joel, I forgive you for your violent tendencies from the top of my heart.
But we hope you enjoyed that trailer, because honestly, I think the short film is going to be really, really fun. So we'll put the trailer out on the CSG channel on its own. Which one are you reading?
Shane said 30. Let your anus become one with the controller.
What?
I mean, let your brain become one.
Freezy Madness says 186. What's the best way to do?
Oh, what's 111?
What's 111? Don't you fill my mouth with memes, Shane.
One of my favorite one is 124.
You're right over my penis.
You ran over my penis. Oh.
I think that's a legitimate thing. Look, how I put it in your lap and I'm reaching over and using the
I don't
mouth.
know. For whatever.
Alright, sorry.
No, I love the one. Just 122. I turned over to Bethany and I just said, "Take." And I said nothing else. And I said a lot more in my head, but I didn't say it out loud. I don't know what happened there. I just said "take."
That was like not even a third of the sentence. Like you stopped after one word.
That could be a complete sentence. Take.
Take.
Take advantage of the words.
It's
that
not
you
going to be a
use.
calendar, actually, guys. I'm actually turning it into a full-blown like coffee table book.
Of course you are. Still gonna sell more than
Yep, it probably will. It'll be out before.
Oh wait,
next year.
how's the board game doing?
Pretty good. I actually sold a couple games a couple months ago, actually. So I mean, it doesn't sell much, but I think we're at nearing 200 games sold.
Nice, very nice.
Somebody recently bought the Halloween edition.
Speaking, segue, of games selling a lot, Joel. PlayerUnknown's... It feels really weird they're doing this like 6 inches away from each other. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds has broken 700,000 concurrent
Holy
players
crap!
and has sold 8 million
Dude,
copies.
it is getting close to beating out
Dota.
It's already beat Counter-Strike.
It already beat Counter-Strike.
Son of a bitch! Like, that is nuts.
Yeah.
That is nuts. This game is definitely going to be a massive, huge esport game. It really is.
Yeah, I mean they're already having their first tournament this week.
Oh my god.
Even plagued with a couple of issues, because like the random factor of the loot. and stuff
Where's
like that.
Rocket League in this list? How many people play Rocket League? It's got to be a lot too. But man, alive, 700,000. If it beats out, how much further does it have to go to beat Dota?
Like 150,000, I think.
Only?
Oh, that's.
I'm not sure.
I think Dota's a lot more than.
Dota 2 peaked today at 798.
Oh, snap.
Battlegrounds at 757. Counter-Strike 544, and then
Oh my gosh.
The podcast.
Now, I
will
think
remain
obviously
live.
I think there's a top. Like a top, I think Dota has something crazy. But as of average, that is absolutely insane. Golly.
What you typing there, Jeremiah? On my Wi-Fi.
Dota 2 Steam charts.
all-time peak 1.3 million.
Yeah.
So that'll take a while to get
It's
to.
possible.
Yeah.
Jeez. Anyway,
But it's not that far off.
but Dave, I'm sorry. I think this was probably your news.
No.
item.
Oh
Go
yeah,
ahead.
as Shane says, Dota's a free game.
Yeah.
What in the world? Man, they are making a crap ton of money.
They also talked a little bit about the upcoming desert map, which features several abandoned skyscrapers. Only the top and base floors will be available, but
that's
there'll be
cool.
a significant amount of verticality.
If it's a skyscraper, can you parachute again down off of it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Because if you can't, I mean, like, go run down the steps and suck.
But PlayerUnknown himself said, it's a credit to the team. We're not letting it go to our heads. These are huge numbers, but because it's happening so fast, there's no real time to take it in. So we're really just focused on planning for the future. My boss is always in meetings these days trying to find new hires or new locations or planning for the global service we're trying to provide. I keep saying we're not in a sprint, but in a marathon. This is something we're planning to do for quite a long time. I thought he was the boss.
I think
Well, he
they're-
probably hired someone else as, like, a, like
Yeah.
a producer or something like that.
Here, Dave, do you want to do this news item? I love their use of stock photography.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yay! Wait, we segued into news.
Updates.
Yeah, we.
Gotcha.
Yeah, news time.
Whiskey does good things to Joel.
We still sit nice. We just go. Just making spider turtle sex noises.
Spider turtle?
You've seen videos of like turtles doing it, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
We'll put that also up on the CST channel a little bit.
Thanks to a lawsuit in Germany, Microsoft has promised to no longer download future versions of Windows onto people's computers. I want you guys, we're going to actually try this, okay? This is the major regional consumer protection agency in Germany that brought the lawsuit. I'm going to try it first. Verbraucher Zentral Baden-Württemberg.
I'll give it a shot.
Right there.
Verbraucher. Wait.
I think it's Verbrau.
Verbrauerengensental Baden-Württemberg.
Like joking on it.
Verwashington, Baden-Württemberg. That's a little bit more angry.
That's the consumer group that brought the lawsuit.
They sound hardcore.
The agency basically argued Microsoft is obliged to avoid placing installation data for new operating systems on Windows users' hard drives without their permission.
Do you have headphones?
I mean, Dave does.
What?
Can I borrow your headphones?
What?
No reason.
What?
No, just keep going.
Okay, so but the force. Okay, that's pretty nice because I remember having that. Because I remember thinking like that was a fair amount of gigs that they had on your computer
6
sitting
gigs.
there.
Yeah, 6.
So is Windows 10 actually installed like download on my computer right now?
It's quite possible. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So they have said that they are not going to do that in the future. Since the release of 2015, this is from WCCFtech.com, by the way. Since the release in 2015, wow, Windows 10 is 2 years old now. That's weird. Microsoft has faced multiple lawsuits, not only from watchdogs, but also from individual users who had accused Microsoft of losing their data during the update process. The company also paid a $10,000 sum to a U.S. citizen in one of those cases. So they're claiming they're not going to do that in the future for Windows. That makes sense if they're doing Windows as a service. They don't really need to do that because it's all going to be updates. So I wonder if that's how they're going to get around it. Like, oh, we're not downloading the new version of Windows to your computer. We're just downloading the next update for Windows 10 because Windows 10 will be Windows forever. I wonder.
I honestly doubt that.
You don't think so?
Oh no. Because there was rumors of that like even like way before that like during Windows.
I'm sorry, I just can't. You just can't wait. You just have to do this now.
Oh, what is this? Oh no!
This is the part of the podcast where Joel watches turtles having sex.
With a shoe. We can keep going with the news.
That was it for the story.
Okay, what's the next one?
Oh,
He sounds cute.
he sounds hot. Joel knows what he
He's
likes.
hungry. What in the world?
He's hungry.
You would stop anytime.
He's really enjoying this.
What in the world?
Joe, you realize he said he sounds cute while you're watching a turtle make love to a shoe.
Well, the sound, yeah.
I like it.
Well, it sounds like a little like cartoon character.
It does. It's not what you expected, is it?
No.
So I'm sorry. You couldn't wait.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, I'm sorry.
No,
Probably not a great use of time, but
All right, guys, welcome to the Armory, the part of the podcast where Dave breaks out some firearm news and shenanigans for you guys.
but
No,
most
I don't want firearm shenanigans.
I don't know what everyone's.
I don't want that.
but most importantly, Age of Empires 4.
Wait,
Hallelujah!
I had an actual news story.
Dude.
Oh,
Wait, oh.
So yeah.
Can I wait?
Well, I can wait now.
Yeah, because it's
Hey,
probably not going to be as good as that.
That's the announcement. Age of Empires 4 is in development and is coming to PC. There's no release window for the game, just the launch trailer, which has a bunch of concept art. First Age of Empires came out in 1997.
Dude, I showed this to Joy. I was working on editing again, and all of a sudden I see that pop up, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh!" I was like, as I was going across, I'm like, "Oh!" Like freaking out. I'm like, you know what pissed me off, but I'm also like, damn it! When it said Windows 10 only, I was like, damn it, I'm gonna upgrade. Like that will make me upgrade because I want to freaking play.
And
Age of
then
Empires
day
4.
one, line them up, boys. Line them up. I'm ready.
Dude, I'm
So exciting.
say I'm rock solid about getting that. I'm
You're
like, I'm solid in my ways to get that.
You're getting it like you're
yeah,
rock solid.
yeah.
It actually kind of
Oh,
works.
okay.
Rock hard is what
Okay,
you didn't say,
yeah.
and that would have been.
Yeah, Dave. What about your lane?
No, I'm
gun
hard
names?
as a rock.
What's your lane gun names?
No, this is freaking hilarious. I thought this was an Onion article when I first saw it.
Okay.
This is a scandal in the U.S. military. The title, headline from a Duffel blog, is Scandal. Q-Tips company bribed armorers to refuse clean rifles. From the Pentagon. Pentagon officials today announced the indictment of 4,957 armorers across all branches of the military for accepting bribes from Unilever, parent company of the Q-Tips brand, in a press conference. Between 2001 and 2017, the company paid out an estimated $3 million for armorers to reject rifles, requiring the needless use of hundreds of millions of additional Q-tips. Investigators said.
What? Explain this a little bit. Like, what the hell?
So apparently, a Q-tips company
Yeah.
paid armorers a reward for using more Q-tips by suggesting that when soldiers would bring in their rifles to turn back into the armory, they would reject them as not clean yet, requiring them to use more Q-tips to clean them again.
So they could buy Q-tips more from that company.
Yes. I told you it was a good story, right? It sounds like an Onion story.
Freaking companies.
The case opened up thanks to Ohio State finance student and Marine Corps reservist Sinead Jackson. During a group project, Jackson noticed that of Unilever's $200 million of Q-tip sales in 2016, that's a lot of Q-tips, 32% were tied to military bases across the country.
I didn't even know Q-tips were used for gun stuff.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of it here in the cleaning kit, actually.
They're like the bigger ones?
No, small ones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you do
It
use
just
a
seemed like
couple
they
of
wouldn't
them.
like hold much grease to like clean. I guess maybe like to really small areas, but
Yeah, no,
for
they're
gun
for
barrels,
crevices,
you-
basically, yeah.
Okay.
You think about like a rail section, like a slide on the inside of a pistol that goes back and
Yeah.
forth, that's what they're for. Apparently when Jackson started investigating it, Unilever told her it would be in her best interest to stop looking into it. It sounds like a mafia story. What on earth? Yeah.
Q-tips, we go way back. We know lots of people. They're part of the Templars.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. This is an Onion article. This is what got me was they had actual dates, but then at the end, I was extremely confused. Then I had rifle qual at the drill that weekend, and after rejecting my rifle 27 times after I cleaned it, I was left with a 4-foot pile of Q-tips. Okay, so this is a joke blog for soldiers. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, because you do go through a lot
What's
of
the site called?
Q-tips. That's hilarious.
Military
Duffel
joke.
blog.
Duffel blog, yeah, I've never heard of
Yeah.
it before. I'm gonna bookmark that site. That is amazing.
It is now mail time.
Mail time.
You can write it in to be a part of the show at casualshenanigans@gmail.com, just like Bryant did. Bryant wrote in and said, "Hi, Casual Shenanigans. I haven't written in a while, and I wanted you to know that I binged about 20 CSG podcast episodes this week to catch up for episode 200. Hoping to catch it live finally." Bryant, if you're in the chat, let us know, buddy. I wanted to answer Joel's question and let you know, what do I do? What do you do? What are you? I'm actually a game developer, mostly working in Unity, and I love to listen to the podcast at work. I don't work on anything glamorous, but I've made some mobile apps and some smaller PC releases at various startup companies and love to tinker in my spare time. I'm currently trying to learn Unreal. Speaking of, what is it that you guys do for work? I know Dave works in 3D modeling, and Jeremiah, now you're like a team manager or something. I'm not really sure what Joel does at work besides play Gwent. I also don't think I know what James does either. If you'd rather it be vague or not answer for privacy, that's cool too. I was just curious. I mean, can we go into more detail than that?
He's got it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're all on the same team.
Yep.
Joel is a graphic designer. Dave is a 3D modeling artist and designer. And I'm like a team manager or something.
Yep.
And James is a video producer at a separate organization.
Jeremiah just plays with emails all day. It's basically all he does.
Keep it.
Slinging those tasks.
You guys laughed at me when I asked if you ever considered a career in the games industry after the Magic Castle of the Lost Knight, but I was serious, given how much you love games and know about the industry, not from any extraordinary talent from Joel's game, no offense. Although it's admirable to start a project and finish it.
Did he play it? Did you play it?
Finley in the chat says he has a big boy job.
I did in fact make it to the end of 199, so take that. My favorite memory, waffle stomping. Hands down. That will to this day randomly pop into my brain while I'm taking a shower.
I don't remember that being that funny.
Dude, we were
was pretty
dying.
good.
What part was the funny part though? Like,
We were talking about what waffle stomping is, where you're stomping poop through the grate into your shower.
You were horrified.
but I feel like the best part wasn't it something about like a boot? Like you were just like big boots, like smashing down. Something like that. Maybe we need to listen to that again. Let's put that little tiny segment in there for this podcast. Just
Okay.
A recap.
Oh, I gotta
A
remember.
recap.
Come on.
Okay, keep going.
Looking forward to episode 200 and seeing a cool short film from you guys. Keep up the awesome content. Listening to the podcast makes me feel like I'm hanging out with a bunch of good buddies, even though it's kind of one-sided. Hoping James is doing well. If he's not there for 200, please pass along our well wishes. Thank you, Bryant, for writing in.
Yeah, man.
And, yeah, here, enjoy this clip about waffle stomping. Speaking of friendship, Joel.
Here we go.
No, I mean, I was gonna read one.
You were just telling me.
That's not what friendship's all about.
Hey, buddy. Come on. We're friends.
All right. Would you rather crap your pants in public once a year for the rest of your life? Once you reach a certain age, that's probably more of a win. Or would you rather crap yourself in private every day for the rest of your life?
One more time. The first one.
Would you rather crap your pants in public once a year?
Now, is this
a day
once
that
a
you
year?
know of? Easy.
But,
Like, wait, do you know
doesn't
this
say.
day, or does it anytime a random
Surprise.
But
If it was a plan
at
day?
your house, why don't you just crap yourself? You just climb into the
But every day.
shower, just waffle stomp it down the drain.
Waffle stuff? What is that?
You ever heard of that?
No.
So you take a poop in the shower because then you can just clean your butthole, and then you just stomp the poop through the drain.
Does he do this?
I would never do such a thing, landlords who are in the same room.
I'm sure while you're waffle stuffing, John's waffle stuffing.
Raising the poos.
Oh my god.
That's called the aftermath.
I would definitely do the public one.
Really? Once a year?
I would almost treat it as a fun little different thing that happens to my life.
Okay, you're different than...
Because I've already experienced it once, so.
You didn't crap your pants, though. You just crapped a junkyard.
Oh, there was some. Yeah, there
The
was
truth comes out. Little celebrity poop did.
Does everyone know this story?
Yeah, when we were filming Norman, a big scene, we were in a junkyard.
How big was it?
It was a big scene. And we got like through 7 hours of just intense nonstop shooting.
All of us were running around.
And I felt sick
nonstop.
almost the whole time, but I just wanted to keep going, and I don't know, like it would kind of come and go, ebb and flow. Well, this time it flowed. I ran behind some crappy old car, and I just let loose. I could barely contain it, like trying to pull off the pants as it's coming.
So now it really is a crappy old car.
Yeah, it is a crappy
Did you
old
ever tell anybody? You just assume it's a junkyard.
It's a
Back a little
junkyard. Yeah, it's just.
Go back a little bit.
It was just a little. Yeah, it was already embarrassed enough, but there was fecal matter everywhere.
We knew that part, though, but I didn't know there was some...
There was residual. That's why I sat in the back seat.
Residual
On the
meat,
back.
or-
You didn't bring toilet paper with you. What are you gonna do?
I know.
That's when you use your underwear and throw it
was
far away.
Light it on fire. And that's
It was just like.
But was it residual, or was it a precursor?
It was a little bit of both.
That's what I needed to know.
These are things I could have done the rest of my life.
If there was a
without
shower, I would have
knowing.
been using that new learned technique of waffle
His
stomping.
butt is only so strong, guys.
Waffle stuff off the walls.
It's not a wall. It's just a squeegee at that point. Would you rather use sandpaper as toilet paper, or hot sauce As eye drops.
Okay.
This is supposed to be unappealing.
I gotta say,
Interesting.
I don't realize I'm going, but I started doing
that
that
sounds good.
like 5-6 years ago because I like seeing the
Sandpaper?
reaction out of people when they just ask me like, like, oh, are you interested? I'm like, no, I just make that sound. So I
Okay,
just
so
made that sound.
sandpaper is toilet paper, or hot sauce is eye drops.
Oh, sweet mercy, no. Sandpaper. All day long.
If you're just waffle stopping, who cares? Waffle stopping for life.
That boy loves showers.
Okay, thinking now how I hurt my back, that would have been really useful. It sucked.
How? Waffle stomping
no,
or
no.
sandpaper?
No, it's not sandpaper, the waffle stomping part. Because like my back hurt so much it really hurt to like even turn to try wiping myself. It sucked. So waffle stomping would have been really useful.
Joy, please tell us you did not have to participate.
No, she didn't. I suffered through it.
No, you know there's a shortcut to get your anus, right? You can go straight down.
Yeah.
You don't have to go around. You can go straight down. It's
when
there
your back
too.
hurts, you can't barely move. Both directions are crap.
Both directions are crap.
It was either it sucked really bad.
I have a.
You need
would
a bidet. Get a bidet.
Yeah, that would have been useful.
You can get an attachment for
But now,
toilet.
thank you for the waffle stomping tool.
That's not a good suggestion.
It's a last resort, but it would have been better than like my back hurting. Like I was crying.
I will never take another shower in your damn bathroom. We're doing this all the time.
Joel's like, oh, last resort. It'll be 1 week from now. He'll be like, I can't have
never going back.
Look how much time I saved in the mornings.
Let your shit in the crack, you never go back.
It's just so efficient.
Now, Sherbet wrote in. Longtime listener of the Dollar Wise Gamers podcast, and now listener of ours. He said, "Good evening. Joel asked, what are you people? And my answer is, I'm not a garbage collector. I'm currently a third-year computer science major in Western New York. I recently had my first co-op this summer in Boston. I enjoy video games like Guild 2 Renaissance, Restaurant Empire 2, and Kudos 2. He likes sequels.
Restaurant Empire 2. I never even knew there was a.
Did you know Garbage Truck Collector Man was a game? I don't remember what it was called.
Garbage truck collector, man.
The
Gotta
game.
catch them all.
I also want to know if the full-length Garbage Man Simulator gameplay is a Patreon reward.
Full length.
No.
Joel hasn't been at full length for quite some time. It's now time for the comments of the week, a part of the show where we read comments. We got actually a good topics suggestion for a future one. But one from Noah R. in response to last week's topic. He said, "You're correct in saying the consumers are ultimately to blame, Jeremiah. Businesses are only supplying what is demanded by the consumers. I just wish more businesses would take the moral high ground and limit their random drops to cosmetic or other meaningless items. When I start seeing gameplay changing items in the loot drops, I get frustrated. Again, this is ultimately a demand being filled, but I'd like to think we are better than this. Please let me have that fantasy, guys. Haha." Alright, so I think this is interesting. He got in a long discussion with Bomber in the comment section. If you guys are interested, you should go read that. But he says, "I wish more businesses would take the moral high ground," which is good in theory, but when will consumers take the moral high ground and be like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
actually
think it's the
care
right
enough
thing,
about
'cause it's
this that
like-
I won't buy the game, instead of I hate this, but I'll buy the game and then just complain about it.
Well, I mean, here's
for
here's
a
an
year.
example. I mean, honestly, the new Star Wars game. Nothing in this world will stop me from playing Star Wars. Nothing.
That's true.
I can't wait to play. I mean,
Not,
like,
not when
again,
it comes out 2 weeks before the movie, and the whole time they're just whispering spoilers, like subliminally.
well, bad. But I mean,
No, you'd still
you
play
know
it.
what I mean.
You
I mean,
play
it's
it on
like
mute.
I may not like it after even the first 5 hours, but nothing will stop me from seeing some of the levels and looking at the graphics and just being in Star Wars for a little bit. I would probably just. I would bite down hard and play through all this. Wait, bite down hard. What am I? I would stick it through. I would hold on tight now.
You could bite down hard and stick it through.
I would trudge my way. What the hell am I trying to say?
Joel,
Help me out here!
Joel, under the blanket of shame, under the blanket of shame. Come back out when you have your turn of phrase correct.
I don't.
You could say bite down.
Okay. I will. Yeah, I'm gonna go grit my teeth. Whatever.
You can grit your teeth
Okay,
and get
I'll
through
grit
it.
my teeth and get through.
Grit.
Grit my teeth.
Grit,
what I
not
said.
grip.
Oh, grit.
Grit.
I'll grit my teeth. I'll grit my teeth and make it through, like a frustrating, like casino-like thing to play Star Wars for a little bit. So yes, at that point, it's like, honestly, part of me wants to go. You know what? I just want to screw this. I don't want to buy this game to encourage more of this garbage because I think it's a bad trend that I think is not actually good for the consumer. But it's Star Wars, so yes. But it's also one of those things where I'm like, I wish I didn't have to have this annoying temptation too. I should be saying no to it, but I also wish developers would all go, you know what? Is it worth that much, to like add in this little bit of a cheese element to this, which is going to give us some money, or we could actually just, leave that part out, always be at the user. Because I mean, like what we do, but for design and stuff, there's some ideas that we have that are like, this would be really good. Maybe this, if we had this here, it would convince the user to maybe give us their email address more to subscribe. But then we have to, as a team, go, how much are we doing this? Of like really, are we?
How much are we serving the users?
And how much are we
versus-
frustrating them, and how much are we
Yeah.
trying to abuse it? And so I think it'd be nice to see the developers and users, hold each other to accountable for some of this crap. I think that goes on because I don't think it's a good trend. But Star Wars, you were my weakness.
Speaking of Joel's
Joel
weaknesses, it's now time for 90 Seconds with Joel.
We're already on there. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
10 o'clock, Joel.
Oh, that's true. We've been having fun.
We
Time
have.
flies. Wait, time flies when
No.
you're having fun.
Yeah, no,
Not
you're all
just
good.
time flies.
Yeah, but it's implied.
Okay.
But no, you're all good, man. You're all
Okay.
good. You nailed that one.
Time flies when you're gritting your teeth.
So, I have a story that I just remembered, and I didn't actually put down the official title of what it is
Oh, okay.
because I wanted to save that.
What is the title? Go
I
ahead and
almost
share
told
it.
Dave. The title of this story, this evening, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, boy.
is just called Midnight Milk.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, I was honestly about 10 or 11, maybe. That
But
was.
you're being honest, though.
Yeah, this is completely honest. This actually happened. This is truthful. This is.
But you look the same though.
Yeah, I look the same. Yeah. No, so I was 10 or 11. We had just moved. Anyway, so my aunt lived nearby, and we had a lot of family members. Anyway, so we moved. And so something I used to do as a kid, late at night, is I would sneak down and I would like steal some snacks or just get some extra juice or whatever, because we just never have juice like in the house. We'd always have like watered down juice or something to just we didn't have a lot of money. So I used to sneak down, get some like cookies and stuff like that. So I used to get cookies and milk, and I would like watch like late night. You guys remember like, I don't know, I guess you don't have a lot of TV, but you just know about like the like late night Cartoon Network shows like Coast to Coast.
Yeah, but Joel, I have
Birdman.
to ask: are you Buster from Arrested Development? you're sneaking juice and like late night TV.
I guess so. Okay. So one night I got down and I get a glass of milk from kind of a weird. My mom would mix stuff, right?
No.
My mom would mix juices and stuff like that, right?
No.
My mom would mix juices, and so I get this glass of milk, and I'm having cookies and milk, and I'm just like, this doesn't taste as good. I think you know where this is going. So I'm drinking. I'm like, this is where I'm like, but I'm like, didn't taste like sour or bad. So I was like, maybe it's not horrible. So I just continued, even though it was not my favorite taste. Okay, so, couple days later, my mom and her sister were over, and she had asked my mom if she's like, I totally forgot something at your house.
End the podcast here, guys. Like right now, pull the plug.
Should I finish this? Okay.
Yes.
So, I basically found I had cookies with fresh breast milk.
Whose?
My mom's.
Not even your mom.
No. Oh, it was. I had nightmares. And to this day, and Joy doesn't usually listen to the podcast, so hopefully she's not listening to it. But to this day, I have a hard time just drinking regular milk on its own.
Oh my gosh.
Like anything milk tastes slightly bad, I'm like, nope, not gonna drink it.
Does it make you nauseous, Joel? Like if it's like a little bit sour?
Oh, like if it's even close, like Joy can smell it. She's like, oh no, this is fine. But I'm like, I don't even care. I just want to chuck it out.
Oh.
Now, how was your relationship with your aunt? Does she know?
No, she's never.
Your mom doesn't know?
Nope.
Okay, so this is just to be clear between us and
You just
8,000 people who are going to see this.
Yeah.
Take this one to the grave.
Take this one to the grave.
Everyone on the chat's like, cut the mic, turn it off.
Yeah, so that's that story. So I don't know. I'm not sure if that. I feel like that definitely beats out the piss in the mouth.
Man, that's...
Would you rather drink not even this much. Let's say half this much of your own urine.
How much did you have in your mouth?
What?
That's like...
I had like a really small. I'm just saying for a challenge. Would you rather drink this much amount of piss, or this much of what I drink? Because I had a decent cup. Because I had ice cubes in it.
So it was fresh.
Yes. Oh, it's like because I had so many chocolate chip cookies.
Were you dunking?
I was dunking them.
Joel, you're homeschooled, snack deprived self.
I just forced myself through it, thinking, no, man, I don't know. Like,
You're just dunking like...
Okay, remember, we drank a ton of soy milk too, so I was used to just various different weird flavors.
You said dunking like, this is way better than what Mom used to make. Sorry. Now, Joel, I gotta ask some follow-up questions.
Yeah, sure.
Did your aunt not notice that a lot of it was missing?
Honestly,
or just in their minds they never thought like, there's no way one of the other
I
children.
don't think you would.
Most people would not. That's true.
Again, if you saw that glass, like it was, I don't know, maybe half of that or something like that. So it was a good amount of not what I wanted to drink, but it wasn't enough that it was like they would have to like, yeah. Oh. I was definitely not around. So and then I mean, why would they ever ask too? Like, who drank?
You were just laying under the porch, just rubbing your tongue on dirt, going ah.
Dude, it was awful. Like I couldn't drink.
What was your reaction when you realized, Joel?
Oh gosh, dude.
Did you feel like...
Okay, I remember being like, I was on the steps and I remember coming I'm like, oh! I was just like, I was like, no!
Did you pull an Ethan from H3? Like...
Yeah, it was somehow I didn't throw up, but I guess I was way past that. I was like, I don't know. But then that was almost kind of like, all right, I can go through a lot.
You committed. You really committed.
Now,
so
It's episode 200. That time, Joel. That might get views.
So, the other day, when we were having that fear factor conversation at lunch,
Yeah.
we were talking about, like, I could eat anything if I had to, like, poop, scorpions, whatever. Between this and the piss story, you're kind of, like, you're convincing us. Like, you've got better stories. Like, I don't think John can sit there because he thinks he can out-eat you on some of this stuff. I don't think he, like, one story is one thing. Accidentally you pee in your mouth. That's fine, but you got through it. You're a man.
Oh, yeah, Joel, for the chat, give him the 20-second version of how you pissed in your own mouth.
Oh, yeah, so I had a urinal, and it literally just sprayed up. I was literally going, it sprayed up, and it went right into my mouth. Like,
Now, how did it spray up? Now, you're a grown man. Have you had a tutorial on...
Yeah,
pointing?
well, I aimed true. I aimed...
Yeah, my aim was true.
I'm getting better at, like, describing things, honestly.
Oh, you
John
get better
Carl.
at, like,
John
peeing.
Carl, he adds those proper words in there, and I'm trying to use those proper words just to kind of
Alright.
punch the jokes a little bit better. But yeah, my aim was true. My aim was true.
I'm trying to add the proper words to punch the jokes a little better.
To punch him up? To punch him
Punch
up.
him up.
Add to the list, Shane. To punch the jokes a little better.
No, but like, come on, everyone has accidentally peed a little bit, like a backsplash on you.
Yeah, backsplash.
Yeah. but it just was a perfect backsplash into my mouth. And honestly, from that day, since that podcast, I saw that I accidentally peed in my mouth, I consistently go, whoop, close my mouth.
It's good that you've been consistent ever since that podcast, but most of us are on like 30-year streaks on not peeing.
I was on a.
Oh, I've been extra careful ever since that podcast.
I was on a 30-year streak.
That's true. All it takes is one time.
You haven't reached 30 yet, so maybe lucky number
That's
30.
true. You're right.
No. Oh, the fun begins.
William the chances no one's accidentally pissed in their mouth.
I didn't say accidentally pissed in their mouth. I'm saying actually pissed on themselves, like a backsplash. I'm like not like you. Like let me just aim here. No, wow, that would hurt. No, but I mean like come on. It's gotten on you, on your shirt, somewhere. I'm sure it's gotten on your hand. So don't even. That's bullcrap. I know.
You're just in there like, good thing my phone is water resistant.
Yeah. Just checking my.
I'm marking my territory.
Now, which of the restrooms at work was it? Now that I'm familiar with work.
If you go up the steps to the right.
Oh
No, sorry, left.
Left. Okay. Oh, that's not a good urinal setup.
Yeah.
For anybody, you ever been to one of those urinals where somebody set it up? They're like, we just need as many toilets in here as possible.
Yes. Ever since the podcast, I stare at the ceiling when I'm being just to avoid a situation. I'm helping someone. Hopefully, you will have a longer streak than I did.
Guys, welcome to the Joel Piss in the Mouth charity, where if we can just save one listener from accidentally soiling themselves directly in their mouth, we've done good.
The little brother charity to Joel's poopy pants. Do you have any good like crap in your pants like on a family vacation stories?
No, just my film one.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was.
That was more of like so the thing you can't even be embarrassed. Like
I wasn't embarrassed.
Like,
it was like
you handled
the high of highs to like the low of lows, but I just had to laugh at. I couldn't laugh through it. Like,
but that's the thing. You handled that like a man.
Yeah.
Like.
Like there was only one I was like, I'm not gonna let this.
Nobody. You could have walked back to your car with no pants on, and people would have been like saluting. Like, you did it. Pretty much like Andrew Garfield at the end of Hacksaw Ridge, just getting the water poured on him. Everybody's standing around reverently. Kind of like that. A little different, but.
That was a deep sigh. Oh,
guys,
man.
I don't know how we're gonna wrap this up.
We don't have. I mean, we don't have to wrap it up yet. But I'm trying to find it.
Can tonight's outro just be, and until next time, stare at the ceiling when you piss?
I'm looking up. I've only read one of you guys read one of the sugar-free Haribo ones, right? I saw.
Oh yeah. That's classic internet at this point.
I found one that I was just crying laughing. It was so freaking good. Man, where is it? Oh yeah, this is one that has like 1 billion reviews. Well, I did want to ask. I mean, what do you like? So much has changed even from the last 100 episodes. 100 episodes is a lot. Even 50 has been a crazy amount. 50 is a full year.
Yeah.
That's a full year. Hopefully within the next 50. I mean, normally I'll be done. I mean, I am actually. I am coming out with a video soon with.
It's called Norman. It's a movie. You raised a backhand. You went. And put it down. Yeah. You went.
Wait, I need to see that the gif. If that happened,
Did Joel just almost backhand Jeremiah after the Norman comment?
No, but like I have a video that I'm planning to do because there probably won't be any more videos until it is done. Like there's just not much else to talk about because right now it's just work being done. There's nothing I can really do. There's nothing real else I can show because I've been showing videos and posting featurettes for years now. So most films don't do that. You know what I mean? Like they don't have that. So it's like I don't want to show anymore. But the one last video I'm doing to kind of set people up to saying, hey, you know, we're on the last couple months, which we really are. We should be done by the end of this year if everything goes to plan, which hopefully it is. But I've been working on a timeline because I actually wanted to remember it just for my own. On the timeline, I literally put every single date of all the big specific things that happened in Norman. So I'm going to be talking about the show, where it's been, how long I've been working on this, what's left, and then saying, you know what, I'm going to be going dark for a little bit because there's nothing else to show until it's done. So that's what I'll be doing. But hopefully Hopefully I'll be done with Norman before we somehow, if we ever end this podcast, if we ever do. Like, I don't want to end Norman before it.
Yeah, I think what I'm looking forward to the most about the release of Norman is just Joel being able to have the moral high ground again to criticize DayZ. One day.
Yeah.
What else were you
At
saying?
least one product will be high quality.
You sound like you were trying to ask something else about, like, 50 episodes is a lot.
Oh yeah, like what I don't know, like what do you, I wonder what we'll be doing 100 episodes from now. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I mean, like it's very interesting seeing how, you know, everyone's tastes and what where their jobs are, what life is like, what people are doing. You know, I think because I think the podcast should go for as long as we want to be chatting around as friends. You know what I mean?
Well, I hope that's for a long time.
Yeah.
Joel's like, and on that
Yeah.
note, I don't like you guys anymore. Delete my number.
Yeah, but I think something that's always awesome that Jeremiah's always said is that, you know, the podcast can always just disappear if it comes to us just wanting to have more time being friends. If it comes down to getting in the way of just having our friendship and doing things and enjoying being around each other,
Yeah.
we just get rid of it, you know, because as much as other people enjoy it, this is for us. We do it for us. Like, we can't. Like, we don't see a huge audience of people. You know, we're not getting tons of money for doing this. We do it because we enjoy doing it because we like hanging out with each other. So, but if that's something like, hey, we want to have more time to do other things outside of the podcast, you know, who knows when that will be. But
And I think that's why the podcast has remained with like a core audience that really enjoys it so much, and why we still enjoy doing it so much is because we do it because we enjoy it, and I think it comes through in the podcast itself.
Yeah.
I think that's a great. It's a very honest podcast. That's for sure. It's completely open and honest. In fact, we're gonna back it down some, guys. Don't worry.
I'd say if I could hope for anything facetious for the next 100 episodes, it would be that we're all still friends, and that that work hasn't driven us all apart. But
I'd be curious, if it came to friendship problems, would you quit your own job?
yes,
You've heard it here, folks.
We have a record.
We have a rock
yeah,
star.
there's behind me. We'll talk
Yeah.
later.
He wasn't serious.
But no, I think that's fun. We've done a lot of content. So, someone messaged said 200 episodes ago I was starting college studies. Now I'm graduated.
Ooh.
Damn.
Ooh.
That's crazy. Now, Shane, were you here for the very first episode?
He said the second one. He said the first one he
Okay,
watched was
second.
like the one with Daskro, which was number 2.
Was anyone? Has anyone here been from the very start?
If Shane wasn't, then no one was.
That's true. That's
Shane
true.
is the CSG historian.
Yeah, that's
so
true. Yeah. Oh, he missed the first one.
Be sure to drop by over at Ultra Grunt's YouTube and smash that like and subscribe button.
Like the smash button. Like.
Grip the like button. And then pound it.
Sometimes Joel stares at a fork in the road, he's like, try to save it. Grip your teeth and go in. Alright, before we wind it down, somebody give us some more numbers.
yeah, give us some numbers.
I'll read some of my favorites.
No, please, let me go first.
All right.
Let me go first. 141. Do you ever get home and feel the need to just get something in you? It's been a long day.
It's cool if you enjoy Man of Sky, referring to No Man's Sky. Hey Bethany, don't pigeon me hold. 99. I can have it fast as well.
Oh, yeah, do you remember the 207? I didn't know what this meant, so I wrote, what does IMO mean? I've read that so many times in text as a word. IMO.
Someone just sent you a text and started out,
Oh, really?
No.
No, like literally, like when I would read it, I always thought it was kind of like, to me, it was always like someone opening a door going, hey, you want to go get pizza? Like, I always thought it was that. So I always thought it was like, I don't know. Hey, so anyways, this is what I think about the project. I was like, oh, okay, that's like a weird word.
191. Yeah, I'm into puppets. Deep into puppets. 50. Sticks and stones may hurt my bone, but words will never hurt me.
33.
I wish I was more smarter.
Alright, final one. We gotta wrap it down.
Incoming. I'm coming on top of you. Yes, you said that.
That was Battlefield, wasn't it?
I think it was.
No, that was actually referring to students. It's not in a sexual way. It wasn't a sexual. The context was. I wish I had a giant, like, huge monster truck, where when like incoming new students come, like just clogging up the roads, I could just ram on them. So I'm like, incoming, coming on top of you, and just drive over the cars.
Why are you just driving on top of
I
you?
know, but
But that's not what you
like, I'm
chose to say.
coming.
Yes. No, we get it.
Makes perfect sense. Wow, now that it hurts to breathe.
Yeah.
That's been a good podcast, I think.
I feel like too many of these podcasts end with us just awkward sitting there like, well, we got to dig out of this one somehow.
Well, how many Jolens did we add out of that one? We added like 4 of them, I feel like.
5 tonight.
Wow, nice. Moving right along.
That's like an out loud hash.
Wait, when did you say hip hip hi yay?
The other day, I said that to John Carl. He's like, do you mean hip hip hooray? I was like, yeah. Hip hip hooray! It was hip hip hooray!
Oh, man. Oh, my stomach hurts. Oh, my gosh.
There's no rules in the steam room.
Dude, the book is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. I've already started working on the design.
Is Uncle Paul going to illustrate?
Oh, yeah.
The one we'll finally end on is 100. I'm going to make a LaCroix boy out of you. And for all you LaCroix boys and girls out there,
Good night and good luck.
if you want to write in to be a part of the show, you can write into casualshenanigans@gmail.com. You can tweet at casualshenanigan. You can find us on our website, casualshenanigans.com. We're also on Facebook and everything else. YouTube, Casual Shenanigans. We got iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play Music and all those other places. Thank you for everybody who comes out, watches the show, listens to the show. You guys ever stop watching and listening, we'll stop making it. Or we'll stop making it whenever we want to. But thank you for being here for the last 200 episodes. There's been ups and downs.
I think the piss in the mouth was one of the downs.
I was kind of considering that to be an up.
It was up, though. The piss went up.
No, I know! I understood. I was still horrified.
That's all, folks.
Don't forget to spread this out to your friends. Don't spread it. Spread the word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what you should have said, and spread the word.
Okay, well,
Not the other thing.
spread it out for your friends. Spread it out to your... Yeah, send this episode out to a friend of yours. Also, because we're going to upload the Ranger Dave trailer.
Yes.
Spread the word of that. Spread the word of the Ranger.
Spread the good word of the
So
Ranger.
hopefully we'll have that within 2 months. I think we can do it. So.
Well, thank you everybody for coming out and being part of the show. As always, and until next time, Dave, stick your face in here. Stay casual.